Welcome again to the Service Road. Earlier we had Marlon Stockinger share with us his racing experience, and now we move on to the nitty-gritty of rally car racing with Ivan Isada. Welcome to the show, Ivan. Did you see Marlon on the way out?
Oh yeah, we were able to talk before his segment, and we caught up on his racing activities in Europe and his plans for next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome what he's doing, but you're in a totally different type of, I mean, yours is dirt, rally.
Yeah.
You are a champion, right? Already?
Yes, I was a national champion in 2003 and a 2002 national champion in rallycross. So I did that when I was 17 and 18 years old. I was the youngest.
And you beat your dad, right?
Yes, I did.
He was 10 times. Am I correct? He was 10-time rally champ.
That is correct. But you know,
How awkward was that at home?
I probably had an advantage because he was always scared if I got into an accident or something. So you know, I played the psychological advantage on my dad.
So that things must have been awkward in the Isada household.
It's okay. I think for every dad, will always be proud of the achievements of the
Absolutely.
offsprings. Yeah.
I mean, I remember you from pretty much those days. I mean, when I first joined the beat, and you were one of the instructors of the Honda Media Challenge.
Before I became an instructor, I actually was putting your seat belts. I had the odd job of putting that one first, and then I graduated to becoming an instructor. And then I helped you after that with teaching you guys how to drive in dirt. And then, from there on, you guys pretty much saw me how I grew up in our motoring world.
Literally saw that, and it would be a lot easier to fit the seatbelts back then than now. Now even the jacket's having a hard time sort of closing. But is rally dead? Hate to ask the question. Is rally dead in the Philippines?
It's not just in the Philippines. In rallying, and particularly in all around the country and all around the world, they have a difficult time organizing it just because of the development of every country and every nation. And for the Philippines, it's sad to say, it's so hard to organize the barangays, the municipalities, the cities, just to get things orderly and disciplined. So we try to build up at least small rallycross, small gymkhana, small autocross, small time trials. And we're still always hoping that it gets back.
So there is a dream, because I think the epitome of rally is really those special stages that really take you from, like you said, one town to the next, a barangay. It's not in a circle. Those are special stages, right?
Yeah, it's from segment A to segment B, and we usually do it, let's say, in a jungle, forest, mountain roads, dirt, gravel. We do the jumps, we do all the splashes on the water, and just the scenery, just the environment, and your co-driver calling you all the pace notes to the poetry. It's simply amazing, the feeling.
Is that actually work? Because I remember one interview with one famous rally driver who said when he retired, he didn't understand a word his co-driver said all those years.
It comes to a point, though, that happens. Sometimes when you're not in sync with your navigator, you just, he's there, he's just a passenger, and you pretty much know what you're doing already.
Yeah, because that was pretty freaky. It was like, I think even the co-driver looked at him. It was an interview, co-driver was like, what? It was like, all that time my life was also in danger because you didn't understand the word. Okay, going back to rally, you were saying the challenges are trying to work with the barangays to make sure they're, well, I guess safe.
That's right.
You have to really, you can't have people walking across livestock.
Yes.
So the logistics are crazy. Do you really think it's doable, or are there other countries that are doing it now that we could look to perhaps as an example?
So far, when we've traveled around the Philippines, because we have this motorsports development program, that's what I'm doing now for the academy. We're trying to see also how we can get motorsports active again in the country. And so we're looking out already also from the Luzon Island. We're looking at Visayas and Mindanao, and there's still lots of roads, lots of potential for these gravel roads and rallies to be organized. So there is still hope. Just recently, 2 weeks back, there was also a rallycross that was in Cavite, and so we were just moving about outside the Metro Manila, and there's a possibility and there's space that we can still hold these rallies.
So talk to us a little bit about this this academe thing you're doing in motorsport. Who's this with, and what's your program?
Okay, so the Motorsports Development Program is funded by the FIA grant, which is the FIA Institute, who are the ones holding the licenses for all the F1 drivers, the WRC drivers, the World Touring Car Championship drivers. And they have the grant because of the penalties that they give these Formula One drivers. So when they get fined, the money goes somewhere and it goes for the development of. Yes,
so
exactly.
You're like hoping that they all speed in the pit lane and do things stupid.
Well, when we heard about that, we kind of are. No, but you know, at least that money is going somewhere, and they're funding countries like us. So the Philippines has asked for that grant. So the Automobile Association Philippines has asked for that grant, and we were able to produce a 9-module motorsports development program for young drivers. It's free. They come in, they bring their car. It has to be their own car because we're also teaching car sympathy. They have to start out that way. And then after that, we just teach them the driving skill, the road safety, the theories behind driving. This is in Megatent Libis, at least for the Metro Manila leg.
Okay.
But we're also holding it nationwide. We have one in Bacolod, we have one in Cebu, Davao, and just last week we also had Cagayan de Oro. So we're expanding throughout the whole Philippines, and hopefully we can get a lot of grassroots racing, a lot of participants to come in, and yeah, hopefully it's a whole big community again that promotes racing and road safety.
What's the first thing you'll teach them when you first meet a student? What's the first thing you teach them?
Well, we first teach them really why they are there in the program and what's their deeper purpose for it. And we tell them that it's always a life skill for them to do. And we also teach them how to hold the steering wheel, what's the correct length, the biomechanics for sitting on the car, and just so that they keep on enjoying the sport.
Okay, now we'll end with this last question. If you were to give professional advice to a racer who's just beginning in the racing scenes, what would you say in just 5 words?
In just 5 words? I can do this for 30 minutes.
That's why we
got... come in, enjoy, race, and be safe. That's more than 5 words, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think we get the picture. Thank you so much, Ivan Isada. It is truly an honor to be graced with the presence of people who are very passionate, not only with cars and racing, but also with the drive to share what they know to others. When we return, we review the rare goodness that is the Audi R8 V10, plus some road safety tips to send you on your way. The Service Road will be back in a bit.